All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. This is KBM with This is Africa. Today is 8 a.m. on the West Coast. It's now 6 p.m. East African time. And today we have a very special guest. Today's date is 25 April 2020 on a Saturday. And we have no other than is it MWAKAZI'S?
MWAKAZI'S.
Okay. So you probably just heard an echo right there. So anyway, everybody, we have them on today. We're going to be speaking with the main person that we see most of the time on the videos. And basically, the first question I want to ask you: Who are the MWAKAZI'S?
MWAKAZI'S is a family that normally we like fitness. Of course, fitness is my profession. And by virtue of marriage, my wife normally accompanies me and really supports in this fitness channel.
Okay. So you actually was doing this before you got married as a profession, as like a personal trainer.
Yes. I've been doing this since the year 2003.
Okay. Okay. All right. And
Yes.
how long have you been working out prior to 2003?
Uh, how long I've been?
How long have you been working out, in just in the realm of fitness in general, just to keep your own health before 2003? When did you get started?
From childhood, actually, I was a very fat boy. You know, fat the way everyone could laugh at you.
Right.
So that really inspired me to start on fitness, and I did so many other forms of fitness. I did martial art, and to a point, I was black belt by when I was Form 1. In Kenya, we normally have our grading in terms of form. So Form 1 is after you clear primary school, now you go to high school, secondary school.
Okay.
So for me, fitness was like something I really wanted because I had to change the way I looked. I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like when kids are, constantly calling you names, or when you walk around, you're the person who is causing potholes. All those bad things kids can say.
Right. Kids can be cruel. I remember as a kid, I was kind of overweight from time to time, but most of the time I was skinny. And I
Mm.
remember some of the names, like one particular name was Moose, and Moose is like the biggest deer in Alaska, right? And I think the
Hmm.
only reason they called me Moose because I was a little bit chubby, but also I was taller than all the other kids. But yeah, kids could be very cruel. Arena TL, thank you for coming in. We appreciate you being here. So you've been married to your wife for how long?
Uh, for past 4 years now.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, so let's see. Where in Kenya are both of you from? Like, how did the both of you meet?
Okay, ours is normally a very interesting part because we actually met online.
Okay.
If you ever believe on, yeah, you meet someone online, then actually we decided okay, we met like on Wednesday, started chatting on Thursday,
You remember the
exchanged
day.
numbers on Friday.
You remember the
Yes,
days.
e-
Amazing.
exchanged numbers on exchanged numbers on Thursday, no, on Friday. Then we were to meet on Friday.
Right on. Cool. That's cool. Well, believe it or not,
So
me and my wife met online. And
really,
really, and we've been married for 14 years. So it's yeah, I really do believe in it. So
uh-huh.
okay.
Yes.
So have the two of you always been into fitness and fitness training? Like was she into it before you two met, or did you get her into it?
Not so much her. She was she used to do modeling.
Hmm.
So modeling was her profession. I was the fitness person. So courtesy of marriage, and I think she likes She likes what I do. She decided now to join me in my career.
Okay, okay. So I've actually noticed a trend in Kenya, by the way, over the past like 10 years or so. Even some of my friends are starting to do it, you know, even 10 years back. Since the both of you been into fitness, do the two of you have you gotten into that thing in Kenya where people are doing the trekking adventures in groups where they go hiking up hills, mountains, and other hiking adventures?
Actually, it's something that we really want to do because I do team building as a person. I
Uh-huh.
do team building, and we love traveling. Actually, before we even started our YouTube channel, we've gone so many places. I regret starting this late because I would have really featured so many nice places. Our travel vlog started actually somewhere in December, immediately after we started our channel. But prior to that, we have been traveling almost every weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So all those are the content that I wished I would have, have them in video and for the world to see. So the second thing we did was our shags is in Taita, and it's very hilly. Actually, from our shag, you can see Mount Kilimanjaro very nicely. So we
Okay.
decided to build a small resort whereby we can actually be doing team building as well. And I think it will be a nice experience for people to go there and enjoy a nice view of Mount Kilimanjaro from our place.
That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So, this is the area you're from. Is it called Taita?
Taita Taveta. It's actually Taita Taveta is in between Savo East and Savo West.
Okay, okay. I didn't know that. I thought well, I had met a few people who are Taita, and I could have swore they said it was up north, but I'm sure I got that mixed up. Well, that's
Mm.
pretty awesome. So, you know what you could do in the future is when you do go on these trips again, you can definitely start vlogging at that point in
Mhm.
time. So it's not like the end of the world. But I totally understand that you wanted to go back and get that experience on camera and share it with the world. Um,
Exactly.
yeah. Do you recommend, well, let's see here. Do you still offer like offline personal training? And if so, like how long have you been doing it prior to YouTube?
Prior to YouTube, I've been doing like one-on-one personal training.
Hmm.
I think throughout my years, I've been doing personal training one-on-one. But now, since we are on lockdown, I tend to deviate more on our live stream early in the morning. Then I
Hmm.
have two clients who I exercise via Skype.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's Skype and sometimes WhatsApp call. One is in London and the other one is in Kisumu. Kisumu is I think northern side of Kenya.
Okay, okay. Well, that's cool that we could still
This is
use the,
our
yeah, that's cool that we
Yeah,
could
this is
still
our
use the
second
internet.
month of training.
Okay, okay. All right. So, do you ever recommend dietary supplements to people's nutrition?
Not really. I know a bit about diet and all that, but I always like to stay in my lane.
Hmm.
And whenever like a client would want to talk or know more about nutrition, I always recommend a nutrition on board. So it's something that I decided, let me stick to my lane. It's
Hmm.
better for, professionally. Let me remain as a profession.
That's pretty good. Now, is there places in Kenya where, like, for example, in the States, they have a chain of stores called GNC. Is there anything in
Mhm.
Nairobi like a GNC where basically it's a dietary supplement store?
There actually we have okay, we have Healthy You. Healthy You is a dietary store,
Hmm.
and I think it has its stores in most parts of the country. It's one of the most established around here.
Okay, and is that like African owned, or did it come from somewhere else into Africa or into Kenya specifically?
I think it came from somewhere, then landed into Kenya.
Uh-huh.
It's not like a local company.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Now, if somebody that you're personally training came to you and said they had a previous injury, how do you handle that?
It depends on which part of the body that had injury. Myself, I've done a lot of spinal injury, actually, because I used to do a lot. I used to love doing physiotherapy. If I take you back to my academics, after high school, I was actually called to do medicine and surgery. So to me, that has always been something I really like, medicine and surgery. So I went ahead. Actually, I did ACE. ACE is American Council on Exercise. I'm ACE certified, and part of it actually you have a course on physiotherapy. So depending on which part of the body my client has like had an injury, I now tailor-made my program to give him or her rehabilitative exercises that can help him or her.
Excellent, excellent. Because I find a lot of personal trainers out here anyway. It's kind of a really huge business, and I think it's only going to grow, around the world as time goes on. And especially, I think with the lockdown, I'm seeing a lot of interest in personal training as well as workout at home and stuff like that, kind of like more than ever before. And I would say there are some positives to this lockdown. Now, if you found somebody that was basically discouraged during your training session, how would you motivate and handle that situation?
We find a lot of people who are discouraged because of one reason or the other. And the main reason, like in my case, whereby they get discouraged is when you've trained with the clients for like a month or two and they have not lost any weight. Yeah. So that's when now I have to sit down with the client and explain why within the first 1 month, it's actually okay if you don't lose weight. Because the main reason I normally give them is when you're starting your exercise, you are converting fat into muscle. When you're
Okay,
converting fat into muscle, however small the muscle is, it weighs heavier than the fat. Yeah.
true.
Yeah. So however small the muscle is, it weighs heavier than the fat. So when you go on the weighing scale, two things might happen. Either your weight will have gone up or your weight will stagnate. So which is something very positive. I normally tell them that it's a process that happens. I think to me, that's the experience number one I've had with my clients, whereby they are a bit disappointed.
Okay, we got Damaris and Jenga. Thank you for coming in and listening. We also have a question in the chat from Arena TL. She says, I have a question in this field of fitness. How does he give back to the community? You're on the spot.
Yes, yes. It's good. I like being on the spot as usual. Uh, if you have actually been following our live stream in the morning, it's free, and to me that's giving back to the society, because I tend to believe like now everybody is on lockdown, so the gyms are closed. If the gyms are closed, the social places are closed, people need to stay sane, people need to stay active. And in my capacity as a personal trainer, I tend to feel the best thing I can offer is free training. Since that's my expertise, let me give them for free, and they work out at the comfort of their home.
That's excellent, and I really do appreciate it. Even though I'm going to work while you're starting your sessions, I still like to support your watch time and just the simple fact that I'm showing numbers in there to contribute. I do appreciate that quite a bit. We also have Amito Mitra that has joined us along with Dennis Duke of Uganda. So we got like a whole Ugandan crew up in here. Thank you guys for coming in. Really appreciate it. Let's see if there's any other questions real quick before I go on to the next question. Let's see. Irina says, I need an answer from Papa. Well, okay, so that must have been the question that he just answered. Okay, let's see. 47
Yeah, there's a
kilograms.
question.
Oh, you can see the questions. Okay. Do you want to go
Yes,
ahead and
there's a
address them?
question Irina asked. Yes, let me answer. Irina was asking if I met Mama. She calls my wife Mama
Okay.
for a reason that's best known to us. Yes, we met online, and to me, there is never a place where it was written that this is where you'll go. You're going to meet your wife. Yeah, people meet in the supermarket, people meet in funerals, people meet in other people's wedding. So there's never a specific place it was written that you're going to meet your wife. I hope you're satisfied, Irina.
Okay, looks like you got a couple more questions. If you want to just follow those questions, I just want to say this real quick by Dennis Duke, Uganda. I want to gain abs, emoji, 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 emoji. I mean, six packs. What can I do without going to the gym?
Now we have simple exercise that actually you can do, and for people on low budget, the only thing you need is a pair of shoes, a nice pair of shoes, not just any other shoes, because you have to protect your knees as well for injuries. So the best thing you can actually do for now is get yourself a nice pair of shoes, and you're ready to go. Show me one runner with a big stomach. Yeah. So that's a true indication that actually running really shades your tummy off. Yeah, most runners, even the Kenyan runners and all, most of them, it's not that they have like they don't do a lot of ab workout. Just the virtue of running, it cuts your weight off. So the best thing you can do for now is start off with a nice pair of shoes, and you're ready to go without attending any gym.
Okay, so do you see a
There's, there's a
couple of the other?
question.
Okay.
There's There's a question from Amito Mitra. She's saying she's 47 kilos and she's asking if she can exercise. Yes, Amito, you can exercise at 47. Exercise is for fitness. It's not for weight loss alone. So people tend to mix up the concept. Exercise is you getting fit, you boosting your immune system. It does not have to relate to weight loss. You can actually exercise to gain weight. Yes, true. You exercise to gain weight. By gaining muscle mass, you gain weight. And your weight can move from 47 to somewhere around 60, depending on what you want to achieve.
Okay, so I have another question. Can you tell the audience basically like what are the three most essential exercise that you would tell anybody and everybody to do on a daily basis, whether if they're already fit to a certain degree or just starting out?
Cardiovascular is one. Cardiovascular is whereby you have to get your heart, involved. You raise a bit your heart rate. That's very important because now we are talking about the heart, which is the essential supply of oxygen and food stuff to the rest of your body. So you have to exercise your heart by doing cardiovascular exercise. Walking is a cardiovascular exercise. Running, even running on the spot, is a cardiovascular exercise. Anything you can do actually to raise your heart rate up is a cardiovascular exercise. So that's one. Second thing is neuromuscular workout, which you normally do like the actual exercise. And if you don't have the dumbbells to really make sure you're working out on your muscles, you can use water bottles. You fill it with water or you fill it with sand, and you're good to go. And currently, everybody's online. We have a lot of exercises you can get to cover the whole body workout. And the last, because you asked three, the last one is now flexibility. Flexibility is also very important because sometimes people get some muscle tears and all that because they lack flexibility. So number one was cardiovascular, to strengthen your heart and to ensure you're pumping the blood well. Second was neuromuscular, to make sure your muscles are on regular exercises. And the last one is now flexibility.
So mainly you talk about a lot of stretching.
Yes, a lot of stretching. And you can always stretch after exercising a bit. You cannot stretch a cold muscle. That's very dangerous. You have to warm up the muscles a bit before you stretch. That's why we normally do a warm up. You stretch a bit, you do a workout, then you stretch much later.
Okay, very good information. Now, tell us how important is like you're talking about, getting the cardiovascular system going, walking, running, things of that nature. How important is it to have good shoes? Because I've noticed that depending on the shoes that I wear, I can either have very sore feet or I can have very comfortable feet. In this workout, building your cardiovascular system, how important are the shoes that you wear?
The shoes, normally we look at apart from now the size, because you see, it's very uncomfortable to put on shoes that are not your size. The most important part is checking at the sole. The sole has to be slightly raised, so at least you tilt and you lower the center of gravity. Every time you run, you tend to lean forward. So to lower center of gravity and to make sure there's good distribution of weight around your knee area, it's good to have soft raised sole. The shoe sole. So when you're looking at the shoes, look at the sole that is a bit raised, just slightly raised, and very soft. So I don't want to mention the name of the shoes because this is not
Right.
paid advert.
Okay, so it looks like Dennis Duke Uganda, I put on the screen there. He has another question.
Mm-hmm. Asking if food matter. Yes, Dennis. Food really matters. You are what you eat. That's basic. And when you talk about all the body conditions, high blood pressure, diabetes, all of them as a result of what we eat. Don't talk about genetic because genetic means, it's something hereditary. If we'll discuss on that on a different platform. But now food is very important. And to me, without going deep into what you should eat, I would advise you on when to eat, not what to eat, when to eat.
Okay, so I have another question as well. Regarding like the spectrum of safety, um, could you kind of like elaborate like when somebody's starting out and they don't know where to start and they're looking at all these different programs, from different vendors, let's just say you're a vendor of an exercise program. How do people actually choose the right workout for them without speaking to anybody? Like it happens all the time, but what should people do in that case?
I normally recommend people to look for something that can fit you because whenever you are jumping into fitness, realize we are all on different fitness levels. And if you're on different fitness level, then you have to look for a program that fits you, a program that fits your body, number one. Because you see, a meter is talking about being 47 kilograms, not 47 years, sorry, 47 kilograms. I cannot give her exercises as someone who is 100 kilos. Of course, the impact will vary. So if the impact will vary, then the person who is 100 kilograms, I'll have now to tailor-made a workout that will suit them, not to have, because 100 kilos on one body is quite a lot. So I cannot give her exercises the same as Amito Mishra, who is 47 kilos. What I'll recommend for you guys what to do is whenever you're going online, if you're a beginner, just type beginner exercises for this. Be very specific. And we have advantage of the SEO, search engine optimization. Whatever you search, you'll find a million information. So if you're looking for beginners exercises for abs, beginners exercises for running, beginners exercises for weight loss, you will find something. And whenever you look, actually have variety of them. Choose what you think works for you. Don't just go into serious insanity and you're deep into it. Then at the end of the day, we hear you are having injuries and other issues.
I'd also like to welcome Agnes Corner. If I can remember, I think you're from Guinea. If not, go ahead and correct me on that. Also, we have, I think it's Weird Bree. Thank you for coming in. Let's go ahead and let's get on to the YouTube stuff. Like, what is your YouTube channel like all about? Because I've looked through the videos and kind of scoured through them. It's not all fitness, but what is it all going to be about, or what is it going towards from here on out?
Our channel, because it's my wife and I, our channel is based on fitness, travel, and fun. Of course, those three you cannot separate them. Number one, I love traveling. We love traveling. I used to love traveling before I met my wife. Then she also liked traveling. So for us, it was like a mutual connection. So now we decided to be traveling most of the time. So we decided, and this now brings me to like your question on way forward with our channel. I would want to, major in fitness while traveling. If I'm going to Lake Turkana, I'll give you exercises around Lake Turkana Beach. If I'm going to any desert, I can even do a live stream doing like exercise in the desert, doing like exercise around the beach, exercise anywhere. All that, if I'm giving you exercise you can do along the beach, then I have to travel to the beach. So traveling, I cannot separate with fitness.
Okay, Irina TL has a question. Are there any exercises for mental strength?
Every exercise really works on your mental strength arena, because when you start exercising, we have the endorphins that you normally release. Those are constantly said to be stress relievers. Yeah. So whenever you exercise, actually, apart from boosting your immune system, it also boosts the way you feel. When it boosts the way you feel, your mind, I think it's okay, because once you have self-confidence in how you feel, self-confidence in how you look, trust me, your mind will have settled.
Okay, we see here we have Angie's Corner says, thanks, I have diabetes and I exercise a lot. People who have type 2 diabetes, what is your total recommendation for, I myself have type 2. What is your total recommendation for people who do have type 2 diabetes? What should they do as a package to take care of themselves?
Whether type 1 or type 2 diabetes, all of them I can, apart from now talking, because fitness is my thing, yes. So apart from now advertising my work as a personal trainer, fitness is the ultimate cure to everything. If you talk about diabetes, diabetes is a condition. I like looking at it at a condition, as a condition, not as a disease. If you talk about high blood pressure, I look at it as a condition. If you're talking about diabetes being a condition, then there is a root cause. Yeah. When you think about the root cause, and when you see nowadays we have the Google University. If you Google the root cause of diabetes and all that, you tend to realize exercise tends to cure everything. Yeah. Because when now there is it regulates the supply of sugars in the body. Because once your heart rate is fine, once your heart is okay, pumping blood, immune system is okay, I think in whatever stage you are in your diabetes, you can actually sustain, you can actually, without much complication. I think exercise will help you so much, apart from now the aspect of diet, which I said I'll not venture so much into it. I'll venture into fitness, diabetes, and exercise. If you even go online, if you look at what benefits you can get from exercise as a type 2 diabetic person, you'll be amazed. And it all brings down to overall body workout. Make sure your heart is pumping well, because that is the engine that supplies oxygenated blood, oxygen, food to the rest of your body system. And I think even things like high blood pressure will not come close to you. Because if you're diabetic, you should really, really worry you don't get diabetes. No, high blood pressure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are, I think, the worst combination.
Okay, that's pretty good. So, everybody, just to let you know, you can actually email this gentleman. He has his email address located on his channel on the About section, on the About tab. So just contact him if you like a one-on-one personal question about your health. That way, if you don't want to ask it here, you can ask it there. So definitely do that. We have Irina. She's asking, which exercises do you recommend for you guys? For your family?
Which exercises for me? We are talking about for Mwakazi, the Mwakazi family.
Yes.
I like strength training, because that's my hobby. And unfortunately, whenever I do strength training, I tend to bulk up so much muscles. When I build so much muscles, sometimes I tend to scare people like Irina away, who may want to come to me for weight loss. When they look at me and I'm so muscular, most ladies tend to get afraid. They're like, okay, is this guy gonna help me lose weight, or I'll end up looking like him? Not forgetting you are a lady and your testosterone levels are different from us men. Yeah. So the difference is the testosterone level. So for us, what we normally do in the morning really works. And I normally try to, I think if you've been keen on our workout, we tend to tailor-made our program. On Monday, we do something different. On Tuesday, we do something different. Wednesday up until Friday. So to us, that you actually get the entire, the three main workout I talked about: neuromuscular, cardiovascular, and now the stretches that normally are the end. So cumulatively, Arena, I like a whole balanced, holistic workout.
Okay, we have another question by Amito Mitra. What's the best exercise for losing a very big belly? My boyfriend looks like my sugar daddy. I need to help him.
Yes, Amito, like I said before, if you do like the best exercise I can tell you to do for your tummy is insanity workouts. And they normally, if you even go online, or if you want like a one-on-one discussion on that, you can actually have a 2 months guarantee on a total transformation when you do insanity. And Amitro, we are both educated. Go online and look for insanity workout. Everybody has posted before and after, and it's normally, with 2 months you'll see a very big transformation from what you are, yeah, the before Amito and the after Amito.
Okay, Angie's Corner. Thank you for correcting me. She is from the Gambia?
Gambia.
Yeah, yeah, the Gambia. So again, thank you for coming in, and everybody else if I didn't mention your name. So right now, I'm kind of wondering, like, whose idea? I'm sure it was probably yours, but I'm not gonna just like for sure say that. Whose idea was it to start the fitness training on YouTube, and why?
I am into fitness. And for a very long time, I used to have an idea of, starting like a website page whereby I can start exercising a bigger number of people on my website. So
Hmm.
when I shared that with my wife, she kept on pushing me to start now. Actually, no, she's a now person. So she kept on pushing me to start now. So I kept on dilly dallying until it materialized now last year, November. That's when we actually began this journey of sharing to the world what we know and what I've been sharing on one with, individual physical people.
Okay, so you got a wife who's very motivated and supporting you. That's always great to have. That's good news, actually. And may I ask, have you already decided on building that website? I mean, has the process started?
The process has started. I have identified someone to build it, because now we are actually in detail, going down into detail how many pages it's gonna be, what in it. Because my dream is to have, when you call me and you tell me I'm diabetic and I need exercises for ABCD, in my program, in my website, I should be having exercises to suit you. So I'll just compile exercises, and when you click on every exercise, you'll have me demonstrating to you the exact way of doing the exercises. Because to me, the how you do it, the technique is more important than the workout itself. So it will have me demonstrating to you how to do it. So you see, I'll be able to handle even 1,000 people at the same time, because now I'm using the website.
Are you using like WordPress or Wix, or have you decided on which platform you're going to use?
Actually, because you see, the good thing about us now having started on this YouTube channel, I'll still want to have just a website, maybe a more detailed website
Hmm.
on the side for people who may want now to go one-on-one with me. Because if I give you a program, at the end of the day, I should get back to you and get to know how was it for you, how was exercise for you. Do you have any conditions or any aches and pains that actually was as a result of the exercise I gave you, and how to deal with them. So whether it's website, anything that can, anything that can bring the best to my client, I think I'm ready for that.
Okay. So I got another YouTube question. Like, what are your favorite things to do between you and your wife within your fitness videos?
Favorite thing to do?
Yeah.
Okay. If I understand your question well, favorite things to do within the workouts that you normally do.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Cardio, and table. Apart from those two, we do dances actually. Salsa is our thing. So if you've checked, I think somewhere you've seen a bit of salsa, a bit of bachata. So we're trying to incorporate our fitness to go a bit further and to be a bit, because salsa is more like, a social thing. So apart from the aerobics and the taibo that I normally do in our fitness program daily, we have the dances that we normally do. And I think we like dances more, me and my wife.
So that kind of actually segues into my next question. Like outside of YouTube and fitness, what are your favorite hobbies and pastimes? So would salsa be one of those?
Salsa and traveling, because with or without the YouTube channel, we loved traveling. It's countless the many places we've gone. Countless. So many places. Talk about Samburu, Game Drive. So we love traveling. So apart from the YouTube thing, ours was traveling. That's why I started by saying I regret starting YouTube this late, because I would have posted a lot of things for you guys to see.
Understandable. Yeah. Um, okay. So let's see here. Like when it comes to YouTube, like who are your favorite YouTubers at this point in time and why?
There is one that's Karanet. Karanet, they travel. Those are travelers, and I think the latest video they were talking about. Okay, they have so many videos. Actually, they've covered like over 100 countries. So those are number one. When it comes to traveling, those are my favorite. When it comes to fitness, I have the fitness marshals. I have, there's so many actually, several that actually I like. But traveling, Kara and Nate. Fitness, fitness marshals.
Right on, right on. So there's actually one particular couple and they rarely make a video, and they're actually a young Kenyan couple that got married, I think, about 2 years ago. And when they do come out with their videos, I mean, they put a lot of time, a lot of imagination into it. It's the name of the channel is The Things We Did Together. I'm not sure if you've run across that channel before. B and Sharon, thank you for coming in. Things We Did Together. They even with the few videos that they have, they've even gotten sponsorships from I think traveling tour companies or hotel businesses there in Kenya. But so far they've only done things in Kenya. I recommend that you check them out, see if you can get some ideas from them, maybe even connect and do a future collab with them. But for
I will.
myself, I love watching couples, married couples do things together, trying to get my wife into that realm. But my wife is not this big social media type buff, so she's a very private person. But me and her met with last year. Miss Trudy had a sit down and talked about YouTube, and she seemed like she was getting interested in it, but she still hasn't done anything. Now you're married, you have a wife that participates with you. I'm asking you, man to man, what kind of motivation can you get your wife to say, yes, let's do this? This is a good thing. Do you have any advice for me about that?
I think the hardest part is to convince a woman to do something she doesn't like.
Hmm.
That's I think the hardest thing you can ever do, apart from convincing her to be your wife. That's the hardest part. So I think just encouraging, because I think because their self-esteem normally comes number one. So encouraging them actually to join you, and I think once they see like you're finding passion in it, I tend to think automatically they will join you. But you have a mountain to climb if she doesn't like.
I understand. And she's from Nanyuki, right by Mount Kenya, so that's the mountain I have to climb. Theoretically. Okay. Um, let's see here. Now, this is a question I was really trying to think about for a while, for like a day. I was going to ask you, so I left it towards the end here. After the end of the lockdown or curfew in Kenya, because what I understand, it's not really a lockdown; it's a curfew, where a lot of other countries are actually in a lockdown. What are some of the things that you two are going to start doing differently from now on?
Very good question, because this it's partial lockdown. Actually, it's curfew. Actually, curfew, partial lockdown, because there are some places you can't access. There are some hours you're not supposed to be outside your house. So I don't know whether we are on partial lockdown or whether we are on curfew, or a mixture of both. This this situation has really, you know, as in forced us to think the other way. What if this becomes our new normal? What if this becomes the way of life? How are we gonna survive? So me starting with the two clients that I normally do, one in London, one in Kisumu, has encouraged me to expand on that. Yeah, to expand on that, whereby I can now venture more into, looking for more clients. Yeah, looking for more clients that I can actually like, because I have to, at the end of the day, if this continues until November, then it means I have to look for another way of surviving. And another way of surviving is doing my workout indoors. And doing my workout indoors, have to like exercise with my people from the house. So to me, it's hobby, which I can turn into a habit of training people. So it has taught me actually to now start looking for new clients online, and to suppose we continue with this for a long time. Now, the only unfortunate thing I don't know is how my wife will like, will, because her she's into business, so I don't know how she can actually transform into going, selling her things online. But we are thinking about that.
Yeah, I remember when the .com boom first started. A lot of retailers and stores and stuff in the U.S. were actually kind of in trouble. Some smaller businesses went out of business, and then the big stores fought back with their own websites and also giving special deals that you couldn't get online. And it kind of tapered out where you needed both the stores and the online, is how it eventually came out. So the stores are okay, .com is still okay. Now with this lockdown, what I've seen, and by what you just said, it gives me the idea that .com is probably going to be more popular for a while than what it already is before the lockdown, due to people not being
Yes.
able to go out. I also see a lot of things, like a lot of people here are acting kind of weird. Like if you sneeze because of an allergy and it has nothing to do with you know what, they're automatically like running from you. They're looking at you with a dirty look. I had a woman on a bus yesterday, and I was paying attention to myself looking out the window, but because her eyes crossed my path as she was walking by, she gave me a dirty look as if I was looking at her, and I had no mask on. She did. I'm not sure why she was looking at me that way, but I kind of expect it's because I didn't have a mask on. Um, so I see a lot of changes happening with .com. I think it's going to become more popular, and it's going to be a lot more diversified. I think programmers are going to find a lot of new ways now to improvise programs to make things more dynamic. So, like
And I
socializing.
think
Go ahead.
I think it's also a good thing, for at least it's now stretches our mind into thinking the other way, thinking outside the box,
Hmm.
because it things can never be normal. And if we've actually been reading about the recession in the years ago, and if the current world, we have to think on how to go, online. Everything I think is going online. So the best thing I think is to encourage everyone to, you know, get out of your comfort zone, think of alternative ways to do. Today I just had a shave, and actually it's the barber who came home. Yeah, he came home, and from here actually he got so many homes that actually, people who wanted to be, because we were shaving from my balcony. So guys were like, oh, that's a barber shaving. So they kept inquiring and I referred them to. So currently he's still here shaving people. So to him, he'll start thinking, I don't have to be physical, in a physical location. I can be mobile. And I think he'll change his life from today.
Right, right. And this also kind of makes me think of like back in the day before I was even born, milk used to be delivered to the homes in a lot of different countries. It's no longer done anymore. I'm thinking businesses like that are going to make a comeback, and I can kind of see that
Yes,
all
sure.
over the world. You know what I mean? Um,
Yes.
yeah, that's definitely some good sites there. Now we got another question here from Marina TL. She has, have you thought of holding a fitness concert? It's kind of a good idea now that I think about it.
I- It is a good idea. And I'm encouraged by, people like Shanti. Shantin has had like a fitness concert going around. And to me, I think Arena, it's a very good idea because we can incorporate in our travel. You travel, you make a travel video, you get there, you do a concert while doing a fitness video. I think it's a win-win on either way.
Okay, let's see. I have another question. Where do you see your YouTube channel, the both of your YouTube channels? Excuse me, the both of you, your YouTube channel in the next 5 years?
Because I like, having small steps, and small steps is what are we improving to make sure it reaches, the masses. Because we are still crawling. I can say we haven't started walking. We are still crawling, and all we need is a click because the world needs what we do. And that's why if you go online and check on fitness, channels, they normally have high subscription. So to me, it's a matter of getting to do better on what I'm doing before someone notices me, before someone notices our channel. And now, because you see, by the time even YouTube is like recommending your video, it has to be good. Yeah, somebody has to be encouraged to click on it and like it before, because if I put maybe a shoddy thumbnail, or maybe if I put a very nice thumbnail, but people click and realize it was a clickbait, inside there's nothing much I'm giving in terms of service, in terms of value addition to the person. I don't think that person can recommend. So currently we are working towards having our channel so nice, such that when you receive a link and you watch it, you are able to recommend or to share it with someone else. If your content cannot be shared, I don't think it's good content. But what I know, within 5 years, I am so certain it will be very far, because what we are working on, if you look at where we started from and where we are now, you can actually project where we are headed 1 year from now, 2 years from now.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like to ask that question because it's a very broad question, but it also helps to focus some people in an area in the mind. Like, am I still going to be on YouTube? You know what I mean? Because I ask myself that question. If I'm asking myself that question, I want to ask others. Does anybody else in the chat? I see that we have Rashid Freestyler. You just came in not too long ago. Does anybody else in the chat have any other questions? Going once, going twice, going 30 times and 40 times.
Maybe they're still typing, but yeah, we'll keep on giving them chance as they keep on typing. But what I think YouTube came to really open up, it's actually the new platform people are looking for, satisfaction. People are looking for content that they actually want to watch. Our mainstream television stations, normally, they are tailor-made to suit the business aspect of it. So nobody really cares, because whatever programs are lined up, they are lined up according to them, according to what they feel, according to what they want to achieve. News is at this time. What if I don't like watching news? They put programs that actually I may not be interested to watch. But if everyone can concentrate on specific niche, and you have your channel, let me tell you what I believe in. The future is on YouTube. People are looking for content. People are looking for satisfaction, positive satisfaction from YouTube. And any young YouTuber, I would really encourage you go for YouTube, not for the money. Yeah, go because you're looking for it's your hobby number one, and you want the world. You want to share what you know or what you have with the world.
Christine Gear just came in, sorry about that. Just came in. She has a question. Other than physical fitness, have you ever thought of advising your fans on the food to eat?
Yes, Christine, I think we had spoken about that. I don't normally like concentrating on what to eat. I like concentrating on when to eat. Now, let me dive deeper into that. When you eat is more important than what you eat. Yeah. If demographically it's been proven, people who eat heavy breakfast tend to stay fit, and they actually look very lean. Yeah. So most of the people who are overweight, if you actually do a survey, they either eat very minimal breakfast or they skip breakfast. So to me, eat breakfast like a king. You eat like lunch like a queen. Queens are always juicy. And you eat dinner like a pauper. So what normally happens when you start with a heavy breakfast, you start your metabolism. When you start your metabolism, it stays active the whole day. The whole day, metabolism uses fuel to do its process. And if you've eaten if you whatever you've eaten, the first fuel your metabolism will use is the glucose, the readily glucose in your system. When that one is replenished, it will go into the stored fat. Not until the metabolism starts utilizing the stored fat in your system, you don't lose weight. Yeah, because most of the weight that we carry has been deposited there over a couple of years. It's not last week alone. It's not today alone. It's not the burger that you ate today. It's not the pizza that you ate today. It's over a period of time. So you have to make sure your metabolism starts utilizing the stored fat for fuel for you to really see quick changes. So start by having heavy breakfast like a king, you lunch like a queen, and you dinner like a pauper. Another thing to really cement on when you eat is more important than what you eat. Most of us, and I think it's African culture or something, we tend to eat our dinner very late because most people maybe are getting home at 8 or 9 from work. You have your dinner at 9, then you go to sleep at 10. That's only 1 hour. How long does what time does food take to get digested into the system and assimilated? Around 3 hours. Yeah. So you don't have the 3 hours to utilize the calories you've just put in. So what will happen is you'll grow fat in your sleep. Every carbohydrate you've eaten will be converted into fat slowly in your sleep because you have not utilized that. So that's why if I were to advise, I would tell you avoid the carbohydrates at night. Let your system, if your metabolism needs fuel, let it use the stored fat from your system. Yeah. Otherwise, if you can eat your dinner early, like 7, and sleep at 10, you have 3 hours to actually utilize the calories, and you'll be a healthy person by the morning.
So Christine has a follow-up statement. Because I believe I can really work out, and if I keep eating the wrong food, no benefit at all.
Very true, Christine. Because you see, like I said before, you are what you eat. If another thing that people don't actually factor in is how many calories do you burn when you're working out? Because different exercises burns different calories. So if you burn 1,000 calories today, cumulatively, maybe from exercise 800, doing your normal routine, you burn another 200. That's 1,000 calories. Then when you sit down and eat, you eat like 3,000 calories. Are we benefiting or not? So your gain will be reversed more than, yeah. So true, very true, girl. You need to burn more calories than you're consuming. You have to balance that equation.
Okay, we have a question by Being Sharon. She's out of Turkey, YouTuber. Is it okay? Is it possible to lose arm fat, to have more lean arms? Any advice?
Yes, yes, yes. And the main concern I know is, the fat under your arm, because in Kenya they normally like calling it mother's union. I don't know why mother's union, but it's very, very possible to lose that body fat by doing the exact workout. Yeah, because in as much as when I'm doing like full body workout, when I'm doing my side raise and reach up, I'm also engaging my arm so that the arm is very ready for the workout that normally comes next. The workout that normally comes next might be tricep workout. Yeah, and tricep workouts can now target directly into the tricep to tone your arm. So you can't wake up in the morning and you start doing tricep workout without even warming up the body. The body has to be a bit ready and a bit receptive to receive the workout. So if you do correct workout for your tricep will look very lean and very small like Michelle Obama. And when you say bye bye to me, by the time I'm getting to the car, it will not be shaking still.
Yeah, I'd like to give everybody some input. I did an experiment on myself quite a few years ago, and I spent a whole year not drinking sodas. Prior to that, I was drinking sodas pretty much every single day throughout the day. So the experiment was how much weight was I going to lose if I just stopped drinking sodas but kept eating and drinking everything else. So what I have found is that within 12 months, I actually lost 3.2 kilograms of weight by only stopping to drink soda. So all that sugar, even though it's liquefied, all that sugar still builds up in your system and stays there for a very long time. And basically,
But
I've always drank a lot of water. That's something I've always done. But that's what my experience was, is that I lost 3.2 kilograms in 1 year.
very true about that because we are normally told the 300 ml of Fanta.
Hmm.
I don't know. Okay, we come from different places whereby maybe some don't use Fanta or some maybe know what Fanta is. But one soda has equivalent of 7 spoons of sugar. I wanted to do that experiment by taking sugar, yeah. Then you have a different container, and I wanted to count 7 spoons. So when you finish one soda, that's the actual amount of sugars you have put in your system. So by cutting sodas alone, you see you've cut more than 3 kilos by just cutting sodas. How much more can you cut by cutting sugar from your tea? Instead of taking sugar, now you start taking things like honey. Yeah, because honey is a very good sugar. I've never seen a bee going to the hospital for their sick.
Yeah, and another thing too, for any of those who are coming to the United States and you're hearing about particular products that are good for your health, for energy. I remember I had a Nigerian friend many years ago. She was going to come to the States and she wanted to know about this drink that we have out here called Ensure. Now, most of it's like chocolate shakes, caramel shakes, and things like that. It's always found in the health section. Now, I wasn't familiar with it. She had a lot of friends that used it. But when I got to the part where it said how many sugars it had 23 grams of sugar in one small bottle. That's 23 teaspoons of sugar for supposedly a drink that's supposed to be good for your health. That wasn't no good at all. Tastes great, but mainly it's because of the sugar. So if
Very
anybody,
true.
if you come into the U.S., um, you're going to find a lot more ingredients on average on the bottles of any food and any drink that you consume, more so than you would in Kenya. When I'm in Kenya and I see something like tomato sauce, there might be 5 to 10 ingredients. In the U.S., literally there might be 25 to 50 ingredients. So you do have to watch what you eat depending on where you go. Don't always do what the Romans do, because it can hurt your health. You have anything you want to add to that?
Actually, it's very true. Apart from now, because normally when we go to the market, I don't know how many people will actually go and read the content of whatever they're buying. Because actually, it's very, very important. Even water, because some water have some solids in it. So Actually, when you look at different water, they'll have different, it's called soluble something.
Soluble.
Yeah, and I think it's a requirement that actually you have to indicate as a manufacturer how many soluble solids are in that particular bottle of water. So most of us don't actually, whenever we buy something, we don't go to read how many calories of protein, how many calories of carbohydrate, and how many calories of any other nutrients that is included there. The other question should be, how true are we? Those are the actual calories, because some, you know, like in Africa, I tend to to this. I don't think they have the actual and correct measures on anything that they write, on those products. It's business. They're there to sell. Just if they can extend the expiry date of a commodity, how much can they do on the actual calories in every commodity they are selling?
That's true. So we've been on here for about an hour, and I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Do you have anything else, any last statements you want to make? And go ahead and promote your channel. And everybody, I did put his link in the description box. And if you have any last minute questions, oh, we do have a last minute question. Christine here. My last question, is it true that the heavier you are and the more calories you burn, the lighter you are, the less you lose?
About, okay, heavier. What I normally believe in, it's not, sometimes it's inversely proportional, because you might be very heavy and you can't burn more calories because your metabolism is very slow. I think that's what normally forces people to become heavy or to become light, to become fat or to become lean. Yeah, the metabolism. If your metabolism is very slow, and it tends to happen for people who are overweight, their metabolism is very, very slow, and that's why we normally encourage them to eat heavy in the morning. The dinner that you are meant to eat last night, have it in the morning. What normally happens is you start your metabolism stays very active. The other example I normally try to give my clients is, if you're having, you can't have a Range Rover surviving on an engine from a Vitz. Vitz are very small cars around here. Yeah. So you can't have a Range Rover surviving on a small engine. So that's what normally happens. When you grow fat, your heart does not grow fat. Your heart does not increase in size. Your heart remains the same. So you are increasing in fat and your heart is still the same. So it tends to work even harder to try to supply food, to try to supply nutrients, to try and pump blood to various body organs. So that small heart pushing, trying, it's like overworking. And that's why we are having a lot of stroke, a lot of people going, you just suddenly you have a heart attack and you're off. So to me, if your metabolism is good, it does not matter whether you're fat or small, because we have West African who are a bit masculine and, they look big, but they are very, very fit. Yeah, they have, because you see, if I'm put on the weighing scale, I'll be told I'm obese just because I have. Yeah, so it does not factor in. That's why sometimes I disagree with people talking about BMI. BMI, the basal metabolic index, it's just an indication. It's just a relationship between your height and your weight. It does not factor in your body fat percentage. It does not factor in. So you can be 70 kilos and I am 70 kilos, but your body fat percentage is 40. You're 40% fat and I am 20% fat. You see the difference? But they normally don't consider that. Yeah. So people with muscles, they weigh heavier. And if you go on the weighing scale, you'll be told you're overweight.
Very good information. So can you please tell us your weekly schedule for your workouts or daily?
We do our morning live stream every day in the morning from 7 a.m. East African time. 7 a.m. East African time. We go live and it's very interactive because you can ask a question and we reply to you real time, and it's very free. All you need to do is just log in and you are exercising with us. And we are giving you this for free because we have to connect, we have to stay sane, we have to do, to fight this pandemic together while staying apart. So every day, 7 a.m. until the pandemic is over, then we shall revisit and think on the way forward, whether to continue with the same live stream every day, yeah, whereby you're exercising and we give you different exercises every day for free.
Great. Any last statements?
What I can say is we are all in, it's tough. It's tough for everyone right now, and tough times don't last, but tough people do. I think I'll leave you with that statement.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming on again. Today is 25 April 2020. And I appreciate everybody coming in with the questions and statements, participating. We're going to do this again, I'm sure, shortly in the future. Please check out his channel. If you haven't subscribed to him already, please do so. His link is in the description box below. And this is KBM with This is Africa. Thank you very much for joining me.
Thank you so much as well for this opportunity.
You're welcome.